Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So in this one here, I actually really wanted to do a tier list here, and I've never done any of these before, and I've gotten some requests from people to actually do some tier lists. So I was like, you know what? It's kind of the off season or whatever for The Walking Dead. So I was like, you know what? This could be kind of fun, and I figured that I might as well start with just like, the seasons of The Walking Dead. Though I noticed that it doesn't have the ones who live on here, or I don't think Daryl Dixon, but yeah, I'll just kind of say where I would put those at the end. So yeah, if you want more content like this, definitely let me know. If you do want or if you have any suggestions for like other tier lists, or if you want me to do a character list or anything else specifically, I definitely would do that. I'm actually really interested in seeing where I would put everything, and I know with tier lists it can make people get really angry, and I know that some people might disagree with me on where I would put certain things, but just yeah, I don't know, comment down below with what you would actually put in what area here. So obviously make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this. Specifically, if you do want more videos like this, if you want more things on like Fallout or like other things like that, I definitely would consider doing that. So let's actually just get into the very first thing here. So the first one here that we got to start off with is with The Walking Dead season 1. So Walking Dead season 1, what would I put that as? I feel like for me, that would have to go in. I have to really think about this because there's going to be other seasons I really like that I would put in amazing. And, I have to kind of I don't want to have to adjust things later on. So I'm going to put like, because I see Walking Dead season 1 and season 2 here, and I really have to think about this. Like, where would I put season 1 and 2? Personally, I kind of prefer season 2 over season 1. I know season 1 is very iconic and has a lot of really amazing moments, but I do kind of prefer season 2 because I really like that simple story that it has. So season 1, I would say, is definitely really good. So I'm going to put it in really good. Obviously, it could be an amazing, but there is other seasons that I just view as being so much better than it, and I would just have to put those ones probably an amazing. And so Walking Dead season 2 as well, could I say it's amazing? I don't know if I could say it's amazing. I'd probably put it in really good. Again, I like both seasons. I do prefer season 2, but I think in terms of, these rankings anyways, I would put it as like really good. I think that makes the most sense here. So up next is Fear the Walking Dead season 7. And I'm just trying to think of what actually happened in that season. And I know there was some good stuff to the season, but I just know that the writing was just overall bad. And I really did not like a lot of what the tower storyline was, and a lot of it didn't make a lot of sense, and it was very disappointing coming off of season 6, which I thought was actually a pretty good season. So would I say it's awful? I don't think I could say it's awful, because I don't like other seasons of that show, and I think those seasons are definitely worse than season 7. I think season 7 is definitely bad, but it's not awful. So I'm going to put this one in pretty bad. I think that makes the most sense. Next one here, The Walking Dead final season here. The final season, watching it was definitely very exciting in terms of what the future was going to be, because it was kind of cool to think about, where they were going to go in the spinoffs and stuff. And I was trying to figure out at the time, like, are they going to hint more at Rick and all of that? And a lot of the build up for the very last episode was really amazing. But I just think that the Commonwealth arc, it wasn't that exciting. And you kind of started it off with the Reaper arc, which I did like the Reaper arc. It's just that it didn't really, like, you can kind of see the writing there, in my opinion. I think you can kind of see where they were like, okay, we're going to end The Walking Dead and do the spinoffs. And so they had to wrap up the Reaper arc really quick and a lot of that. So I would probably put, honestly, I'd say it's pretty good. It's not mid, like Rick and Michonne did show up at the end. So there's that. There's a lot of like really cool moments in season 11. I did like the Commonwealth. I did like, being there, our characters discovering a lot of this for the first time. A lot of really cool characters were introduced there, and I liked the overall feel of the season. They switched to digital for filming, or for their cameras, and you can definitely feel that, and I do like that look overall. I like both looks. Like, I do miss the film grainy look or whatever, but I'm okay with, like, them shooting digitally because it looks very, very nice, right? So I would have to say, I'd say overall it's pretty good. I think that's where I would put that. But this one right here, this is Fear the Walking Dead season 5. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. This was a very, very awful season. So that one goes in awful, just because there was, not like nothing happened. And I remember by the time the finale aired for season 5, it was so awful. Like, people really did not like the story, and there were so many complaints online. Like I think that was the low point in the Walking Dead universe. And I don't know what was happening around the time with the Walking Dead, but I just remember around that point it was like a very low point. And yeah, I'm not a fan of that season, so definitely being awful. But next up here is The Walking Dead season 3, a season that, you know, obviously we met the governor for the first time, and Merle came back. You know, a lot of really cool moments. Lori died. There's a lot of really crazy big moments. Andrea's death at the very end. A lot of that, honestly, I remember watching season 2, but season 3 was the first season that I really like. I remember watching on cable, and like that was the start of watching every single episode every single Sunday. Was season 3 is when I first started, and I, you know, obviously you feel a little bit of nostalgia for that, and I remember all those big moments, and it was like shocking, but there was so much to that season that looking back, I really disagree with like writing choices. Like I'm really not a fan of them killing off Andrea. You know, I think that Andrea was, I don't know, the decision to just like end it there and just like, I don't know. I would say honestly, this season I would say is mid. Season 3 I would put at mid. I think that makes the most sense. But season 4, I'm going to say this is season 4 because I don't think, yeah, that makes sense. So season 4, it's kind of hard with these posters because I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. This would have to be season 5 because of the no sanctuary, or like the new world's gonna need a Rick Grimes or whatever the saying is. Season 6 and all that. Like I guess it makes sense. Like Fear the Walking Dead, some of these posters, I'm kind of, yeah, we'll see what season it is when I get there. But season 4, I'm already gonna put it amazing. Season 4, I really honestly, to me, is like the best season of The Walking Dead. There's a couple of seasons, and this is why I put season 1 and 2 at pretty good or really good, because season 4, and then there's another season, and then we'll see what other seasons are there. I really view as like top tier Walking Dead, and like it is like this is what the show is. And season 4 is that season where if I had to tell anybody to go and watch The Walking Dead, it's this season specifically. Like you have to go and check out season 4 because it starts off in a really cool place. The build up to the mid-season finale with Herschel's death, and then just that second half, as much as people I know at the time didn't like how slow it was, it really built up to a really amazing finale in terms of everybody reuniting at the very end, and some really iconic moments in, you know, the episode A, the Grove and all of that, right? So I would have to say season 4, definitely in terms of a tone and like the feeling you get from the season, it's very fall-like. Like this was probably my favorite era of The Walking Dead, and this is why I want them to release episodes in the fall. Because October to me is like, it's Walking Dead, right? That's why I just want more fall releases, you know, and they've been doing more winter and summer stuff lately, which is, it feels off watching it. Like Fear the Walking Dead last year, it felt more normal watching The Walking Dead, but I don't know. It seems like this year, there's probably not going to be anything coming out in the fall, unless Dead City season 2, but I think that's probably going to be February of next year. So I'm going to say, yeah, I would put it in amazing. And then season 5, honestly, I would say is really good. There's obviously some really iconic moments, but I do think the storytelling slows down a little bit as you get later on in the season. It's not as exciting. Some of the Alexandria stuff is really cool. Season 5 is one of those seasons where I forget a lot of what happened in that season, just in terms of certain episodes. But I would say it's really good. Definitely, I would put it at really good because of No Sanctuary, because of Four Walls and a Roof. Really amazing episode. Definitely really good. Not as amazing as season 4, but I would say like as a whole, like that's the thing. If you wanted to, if I could just like, you know, section off a certain part of The Walking Dead that was my favorite, it would be the second half of season 4 and like the first half of season 5. I think that would be my favorite era of The Walking Dead. But then we get to The Walking Dead season 6, and I think that I would probably put this at, man, that's very hard to say. I don't know where I would put this. I want to put it at like, would I say it's around season 4? No, so I wouldn't put it at amazing. I think I would put it at like maybe like really good. Would it match that? Like there's some really great moments in this season. I'm just trying to think of, you know what? I think I would probably put this here in oh, not there. Here in really good, because I want to put it here, but I feel like that's sort of a disservice to just what this could be. You know what? Afterwards, maybe I'll sort of rank it here. So out of these seasons here, what do I prefer? I would say I prefer season 5, and then season 2, and then season 1, and then season 6. I would say it would be exactly in that order there. Next up, season 7. I'm just going to say this season's mid. I'm not going to say it's bad. At the time, I was saying it was bad, but when you go back and rewatch it, there's some pretty cool moments. The storytelling is definitely still frustrating, and certain decisions made I get still really upset about, but I'm just gonna say it's mid. I think that fits that season pretty well. I'd say it's just kind of a mid season. Now, season 8, I'm gonna say that this season is probably, would I say it's pretty bad? No, I couldn't say it's bad. Like, is it a bad season? No, I couldn't say it's pretty bad because just think of all those characters in that season, right? There's a lot of amazing, just original characters in that season. So I couldn't say it's pretty bad, but I'd have to say it's mid. In terms of ranking it, I'd probably have it in this exact order, like 3, 7, and 8. I don't like 8 that much. I think 8, I mean, it could be more exciting than 7. There's some moments that are cool, but this season also killed off Carl, which is just like, no, right? So I'm going to say it's mid. I'm just going to, yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Now, season 9, I have to put this at amazing. I think I still prefer season 4. I go back and forth on this all the time. Like, I'll probably mention at some point, you know, that I prefer season 9 over season 4, but as of now, I think I prefer season 4 a little bit more, but season 9 to me is an amazing season. The Whisperer arc, the introduction of the Whisperers was amazing, and I just liked Rick's final episodes on the show, and I think the tone of everything really captured season 4's tone quite a bit. And I see a lot of similarities between these two seasons. So season 10, I will say, is pretty good. I think I would put it right here. I prefer season 10 over season 11. I would say they're both kind of the same to me. Honestly, I think that, yeah, it's kind of hard to say which one I do prefer, but I'd probably put it around there. I think that makes the most sense. And honestly, like I kind of like how this is kind of playing out here, because this is kind of how I viewed it. I know around season 7 and 8, I didn't like The Walking Dead so much. Like, it was so hard to like a lot of the story. I was getting so frustrated with everything. And by the time we got to season 9, it just like rejuvenated everything, right? And that's where, that's why I would say it was amazing. And I love the show at that point. And then season 10 was still pretty good, but obviously wasn't as great. And that's kind of why I would put it here. Season 11 was also pretty good. And then, you know, the spinoff excitement and all of that. It makes sense why we've kind of been around here in terms of shows. Although, I mean, I guess there's some shows that weren't there. But yeah, I actually really do like this year. So Fear the Walking Dead. Now, this is going to be hard because I don't remember which, I don't remember what the posters look like, but I'm pretty sure this is Fear the Walking Dead season 1. And honestly, I'm going to say season 1 is really good. I don't know where I would put that amongst all those seasons that I really like, but Fear the Walking Dead season 1 is a very, very good season. It's 6 episodes, and it's, I mean, you first meet all of those characters on that show, and the story is just, it's so different, tonally especially. It, like, there was such an excitement about, from what I remember back in the day anyways, you know, just about, like I guess seeing the apocalypse happen and like in a different region. This was like the first spinoff, and that obviously didn't end up happening because at the end of the season it was pretty much caught up with, like, you know, where The Walking Dead started in season 1. But, you know, in the beginning there, it was very exciting. So I would say really good. I think that makes the most sense. This one right here, I believe this is season 2, right? Yeah, I think it's actually in that order. So season 2, I'm gonna say is mid. This is the season where I was definitely kind of falling off on the show, and I was like, this is not gonna be as good. And I wasn't a fan of season 2. Season 3, I would say is probably, what I say is really good. You know what? That is a really good season, actually. I'm just thinking of certain storylines, and I think that I would probably, I'd put that there as really good. Season 4, I believe this is season 4. Yeah, because Madison is there. Season 4, I'm going to say is pretty bad because it was cool to see Morgan there, but you killed off Madison, you killed off Nick, and it was just like the downfall of Fear the Walking Dead. The second half of season 4 is just awful. It's so bad. So yeah, I'd have to put that in pretty bad. This one right here, I believe this is Fear the Walking Dead season 6. So this one I actually thought, I really liked this one. So I'd put this one here in really good. I think that it's not an amazing season. It was definitely really good. And I know I was really praising it a lot back in the day, but it's because it was coming from season 4 and 5 of Fear the Walking Dead, which is really bad. So I would put that there for sure. World Beyond, is this season 1 or season 2? I feel like this was season 2 because I think this was season 1, right? I could be wrong with that, but I'm going to say that this was probably season 1. Season 1, I'm going to say is pretty bad. I wasn't a fan of the story. The CRM stuff was really cool, but I just wasn't really a fan of the characters at all. You know, some characters I liked, but I just think the story, I don't know, you just didn't really have that amazing characters to follow, you know, in terms of a main cast. And I think it's one of those things where the show was just not for me. You know, I see a lot of people liking World Beyond, and that's totally cool. But I just think for me personally, it's not really my show. So I would say that for sure season 1 anyways, I would say was pretty bad in my opinion, because I think I rated it like 4 out of 10 or something. So I would say it was pretty bad. Tales of the Walking Dead, I honestly I'm going to put at mid, because I actually liked some of the episodes. Some of the episodes were definitely very frustrating and I would say were bad, but I would put that at mid because I liked some of them, you know, and I just think that you can get some enjoyment out of it, I think. So I think mid makes the most sense for that. Dead City, I'm going to put at really good. I really enjoyed Dead City. It was the first show where I was like, okay, this is truly like, this is the next era of The Walking Dead. And you saw the quality of the show and, you know, the Walker King and all of that. Really amazing, really cool to be in New York City. So I'd put that at really good. And then we finally have, wait, did I just do this wrong? Did I just say that was World Beyond season 2? Yeah, actually, you know what? If that's World Beyond season 2, I would still put that at pretty bad. World Beyond season 1, I'd put at awful. I really was not a fan of that. So I'd put that there, that there. And I think this makes the most sense in terms of my list. This is exactly where I would have everything. So one thing that we don't have on here is The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon season 1 and The Walking Dead The Ones Who Live. So I would put both of those shows in amazing up here, because I just think that honestly, both seasons were really, really phenomenal. And I mean, obviously, I didn't really like the ending of The Ones Who Live, but I like story for the most part is really good. And I like the fact that, I mean, Rick and Michonne came back. You know, that's obviously really amazing. Seeing France as well and Daryl Dixon, the variant walkers, was really cool. So I'd put that in amazing. And yeah, I think this makes sense for the most part with my list. I didn't necessarily rank where I would put all of this here. Like, this is kind of hard because, like, Dead City, where would I put that? Would I put that before season 5? It's so hard to say. Like, I really liked it. I'd probably put it about like here, not there, like right there. And I just think these seasons here, I mean, in that order, I think makes the most sense. Well, this is season 6 actually, so I'd probably put it there. In that order, in terms of mid, I would probably keep it like this. No, I'd probably keep it like that. Actually, I'd probably put Tales of the Walking Dead here. I preferred that show over season 2 of Fear. In terms of these shows here, I mean, I guess I did prefer World Beyond over these 2 seasons here. So that's a little bit better, I guess. And then for Fear, World Beyond was a little bit better than that. Fear the Walking Dead season 5, to me, right here, this is the worst season ever that has ever happened in The Walking Dead, just in general. So yeah, this is my ranking of all seasons of The Walking Dead. Remember, I would put The Ones Who Live here, as well as Daryl Dixon season 1 right here. And I really do like this. This is exactly how I feel about every single season. This is exactly how I kind of view all of it. And I think having these 6 categories is actually pretty perfect. So yeah, very cool. But I'm gonna leave it here. Definitely post all your thoughts down below. Post, I guess, your rankings of all the seasons and all of that in the comment section below. Again, if you have any other suggestions in terms of other things you want me to do tier list rankings on, just let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.